Hey YouTube, this is Jared D. Cook from Liberatingpulse, finally back with an update. First off, you can't see me right now, and that's because I wanted to give you a fair warning. My face is covered in scabs and is a bit puffy from a car accident I was recently involved in. It's not too terrible, but I don't exactly look pretty either. Anyway, here I come. So, on August 12th at 3:15 in the morning, my family and I were involved in a potentially fatal car crash. We were driving home from a camp. We were almost home from a 12-hour drive, and as we were cresting a hill on the highway, a drunk driver came at us going over 70 miles an hour. We were going, 70 miles an hour. For you who are not American, that's over 100 kilometers an hour. I'll put the exact number on the screen. But we should have died. I should have died. My family should have died. The driver who hit us should have died. I still feel like it's not real. I have a hard time believing it every time I think of it, but I've seen pictures of the car that's totaled. I've seen myself. I've seen my little brother and my mom and my dad. As we were driving down the highway, we were cresting a hill when all of a sudden these headlights appear and are heading straight at us. My dad was driving, and so he tried to veer out of the way by turning hard to the left, but she steered right into us because she was drunk as I don't know what. If he had steered to the left a split second later, I would have been killed for sure, because I was on the side where the car struck. Sudden impact was loud, and it was all of a sudden really dark, and my vision went blurry. At that point, the car rolled over several times, and then next thing I remember, I was hanging upside down by my seatbelt with blood dripping from my face. I reached up and checked to see that, everything was intact, making sure my brain was still inside my skull. I was scared. And then I just waited in my seatbelt hanging upside down until my dad told me to get out of the car. And so I unfastened my seatbelt, got out of the vehicle, and my dad told me to lie down on the side of the freeway, and I just waited. And during that time, I heard my dad looking for my mom, and it was really scary because I could hear the panic in his voice, because he thought that he'd lost her, and she was found 30 feet from the car. She was probably flung about 50 feet through the air after the impact, and she was alive. She broke a few ribs and she broke her foot, but beyond that, she's doing really well. My little brother sustained the worst injuries. He had to have a section of his small intestine removed because it had 3 holes and a tear in it, but he's alive. He's in the hospital. He also has a fractured vertebrae, but he'll be wearing a brace for about 4 months. He'll soon be better, but it's amazing that we're all still alive. My dad got out almost unscathed, which is amazing, especially considering that this was a highway speed accident, almost head on. I was the one who ended up looking the worst, but I didn't break any bones, nothing like that. My wrist is a bit sore, but beyond that, I just have all these cuts and stuff from the glass. It seems that I was the one who took pretty much all of the glass from the vehicle, and everybody else ended up with, worse injuries, except for my dad, who, came out relatively unharmed. Now, I know a lot of you may not agree with me, but I believe in the God of the Bible. I believe in miracles. I'm a Christian, and I believe that God performed a miracle that night, that all of us were kept alive, because we all came out all psychologically functioning, physically functioning fairly well, besides a couple breaks, bruises, scratches, and I can only thank God for that. On to music related news, because I know that's what a lot of you guys are interested in. I've been working on music constantly, of course, but I'm working on creating an EP for you all to listen to. It's going to be a 4-track EP. I will be having pre-orders on my website, liberatingpulse.com, as soon as this video is out, so you can go there, pre-order your copy of it, and get it as soon as it's released. I will also be releasing it on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, and all those other streaming places so that you can get a hold of it in whatever way possible. I've been working really hard on it. I think you'll love it. So I can't wait to get that out to you guys. I'm planning on releasing it on September 1st, as long as things keep going the way they are. If that date changes, I will keep you updated as soon as anything changes, as soon as I know. I also upgraded my computer from a laptop to a desktop machine. It's a quad-core i7 3.4 gigahertz chip that's been overclocked to 4.3 gigahertz. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, a terabyte of hard disk space, a decent video card with a gig of video RAM. Helps me out with video editing. It's not super amazing, but it does the job. I'm very happy with the performance of this machine. I'm actually going to be getting a laptop from my school when I start going to college in a couple weeks, so I'll be able to get back into mobile music production, but having such a powerful machine at my disposal has been a really great tool. I've been able to make amazing patches using Massive and things like that that my laptop would have crashed on every time. So I'm glad I was able to afford this thing because, you know, this kind of stuff's expensive. But anyway, I hope you enjoy listening to my music. I have a preview of one of the songs from my EP on my SoundCloud page. I'll have a link to that in the description. If you want to get more frequent updates, go ahead and either like my Facebook page or follow me on Twitter. I'll be posting more frequent updates there. I'd like to thank you all for being such great fans. I really appreciate that you enjoy my work because you guys make it worth it. If it wasn't for you, well, I'd probably still be making music, but it wouldn't be nearly as rewarding as having a good audience that really enjoys my work. And I can't thank you enough for that. I hope you guys have a great day, and to all you drivers out there, please drive safely because driving is serious business.